Hello, and welcome to the Minutes Within the Mist, where we brave the storms to bring you cryptids, ghosts, and other mysteries. Today, we discuss some multiple disappearances to tell you about the Flannan Lighthouse. In December of 1900, 3 lighthouse keepers stationed on an isolated group of islands in the North Atlantic, known as the Flannan Isle, vanished without a trace. Their names were Donald MacArthur, Thomas Marshall, and James Ducat. The first signs that anything was wrong came when a captain of a steamer making its way from Philadelphia to Edinburgh passed close by just before midnight and noticed that the lighthouse was eerily dark, something almost unheard of for an operational lighthouse during a storm. Captain James Harvey was tasked to investigate. He arrived at the lighthouse on the 26th, and it was obvious from the moment he arrived that something was terribly wrong. There was no welcoming committee from the 3 men who normally would have been outside to greet them, and there was no provision box set out for being restocked, and the flag wasn't flying on the flagstaff. He found the entrance gate to the compound and the main door both closed and the inside of the lighthouse itself. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, except for finding a box that was about 110 feet above sea level. It had been smashed and its contents strewn about. The iron railings of the path was bent over the pathway, wrenched out of its concrete housing. A rock weighing more than a ton had been displaced above that. The only other significant piece of evidence was that 2 sets of oilskins were missing. Of the keepers themselves, there was no sign, either inside the lighthouse or anywhere else on the island. The men simply vanished. Some have suggested that one keeper had murdered the other 2 and then threw himself off the cliffs in a fit of remorse. Others suggest that a sea monster had lurched from the wash as the men stood on the west landing and carried them off. Another alleged eyewitness account recalled seeing a boat full of ghosts rowing towards the island on the night the keepers disappeared. To this day, the mystery has yet to be solved. I hope you enjoyed these minutes with the Flannan Lighthouse. Join us at the Within the Mist podcast for more in-depth stories about cryptids, ghosts, and other mysteries. But until then, watch the waves and remain constantly curious.